What's going on, YouTube? Today we are getting ballsy. We're gonna send it today, boys. We're taking off the heads. So in order to do that, I gotta get the cams off. I'm gonna be doing that, and then we're gonna take a look inside the cylinders, make sure there's no damage on the walls. We're also gonna be able to take a look at the rods and pistons, which will be cool. So let's jump into it. I can't lie, I'm kind of freaking out. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Am I still gonna do it? Yes. Now that we have all four of the cams out, I have them over here. They all look totally fine. You get the cam caps. Got these set aside, and they're all labeled as well as these rollers that go on the cams as well. Those are all labeled, and they have them in their own bags, and I wrote down what numbers they are for each cam. So I labeled these 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 3 and 4. And then I have, 1, 2, 3, 4 different bags of everything. So everything's very organized as always. Now, I am getting the spark plugs out. So, I just loosened all of them. Look at that. Alright guys, so with the help of Miles, we got all the head bolts out. And I didn't know you have to take them out in a certain way so you don't warp the head itself. So we learned a little bit on how to take them out in order. I also learned that these are not reusable, so fuck these. We're gonna get ARP ones. Now we're gonna take the heads off, and we're gonna see if we have any issues inside the cylinder walls. Wish us luck, boys. Alright, let's take a look, guys.
Yeah, see all that shit?
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Oh, because like...
Alright, so in here, I'm not sure if you guys... Oh.
Is that too bright?
Actually, like you can see, all of this shit. So, this all was in the cylinder walls. You can see right here, too. There's just like dirt and debris. So good thing we took these out. Now, well, we'll have to rip off the head gasket because these are not reusable. So I'll take that baby off. As we look at this side, once again, you can still see there's a lot of debris and stuff on there. Now I haven't checked for any type of scoring yet. It looks to be okay. I'm gonna have to put the camera down and feel through it. See if there's any grooves or anything inside there. Should be okay. I think it just all needs a very deep cleaning. I find it very funny that in all my videos I always almost brag about how little I know about this stuff. But it's kind of funny that I've made it this far. And don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of help. There's been a lot of YouTube. Miles has been in here a lot of the time for everything I've done. But not bad for an idiot. Not bad at all. Next on my list is going to be flipping the motor upside down, taking the crank off, and then getting to the rods and pistons. When I get those out, then I will have a completely clear shot into those cylinder walls, and I'll be able to clean everything, get everything to tip-top shape. I'm going to need to get new rod bearings, and also I'm going to need to replace pretty much all the bolts on the internal, so I'll probably just get an ARP kit and do ARP everything, because those bolts are reusable for everything, where some of these bolts, the stretch bolts, they aren't reusable. And I'm not really sure what else in here is going to be a stretch bolt and what's just going to be a regular one. But I guess we'll find out. So I'm just going to flip it up and get going. Oh, nice. Should have thought about that. Way to fucking go, Cole. Ah. No, this is not good. I need one of the little pans that goes over the engine stand. That'd be real nice right now. I ended up just sending it and turning the whole thing upside down very quickly because it was just making a mess. So now I have it just draining oil. When you flip it upside down, it ends up making its way out of these galleys and whatnot. So it's getting out of there right now. I'm just going to let it do its thing for a little while before I start getting anything off of here. And I'm also going to double check to see if there's any certain way that this has to come off. Similar to those heads, how if you take it off the wrong way, it can mess things up. I want to make sure I don't mess any of this up because I don't want to buy any parts that I don't need to buy. And like I've stated before, if anything does need to be replaced as I'm doing all this, I am going to be upgrading things. So I'm not going to put in the same things that already come from the factory. If it has to be replaced, I just don't see the point in spending money on a factory item. I would rather spend the money plus a little bit more to get something that's aftermarket and going to be more beneficial so that I don't have to replace it again, hopefully. I just finished up getting the pistons and rods out of the motor. So here they all are. Again, everything is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I have everything set to go. Head bolts over here. These are the rod connecting bolts. And in here, now that the pistons are out, I went through and I wiped down all the cylinder walls and everything is good. I don't see any damage aside from this, actually. The only area that is a little concerning is in here. It's very hard to tell, and I would point, but I'm holding the light. If you can see, there's a very little change. It's right here. So I'm going to adjust the light and look right where my finger is pointed. Right there. So that little black mark. I'm not really sure what it is, how it got there, but that little area actually does feel different to touch. So if you rub your finger, you can feel that there's something there. It's a change of, I'm not quite sure how to explain it really, but when you run your finger along it, you can definitely tell that something is there. As we move on over to the passenger side, everything appears to be totally fine. There's no gouging, no change anywhere on anything. It's all perfect. So, like what I kind of had guessed, everything for the most part is good. I am going to double check because I don't know the answer to what's going on with that last cylinder, but I mean, I doubt it's really that big. I'm sure it's something that a machine shop could easily either tell me it's fine or fix it. But now that we've clarified that everything is all good, it's time to get going on putting the motor back together. And now it's time to determine what else I need. While I'm here, I am going to be upgrading the rod bolts. So I'll probably get ARP rod bolts and I'll get ARP head bolts. Or I'm going to do head studs, I'm not really sure. But either way, I'll get that. And also on the cam caps. So if we look at these cam caps right here, I forget which one it is, but one of them appears to have what could be the beginning of a crack. Now, if that's the case, I'm going to just upgrade all of them because I don't want any of them to crack. And I know MMR makes a really good kit, so I'll be doing that if it is an issue. If not, I'll just leave these ones. And then we'll be replacing the spark plugs and the coil packs. And after that, we're ready to go. I already bought new valve covers. As I showed you guys a couple of videos ago, those were a little damaged and kind of cracked. And that's why some debris got in there, I think. Just because they weren't quite to spec. So I'll get those in my hands. We'll get the motor back put together. I also have to order new head gaskets. I forgot about that. So there's a couple things I need to get ordered, and then I'll get going putting it all back together. But that's really all I can do now. I'm set, and I'm just super glad that I don't have to get any part of the actual block machined or anything. I don't have to get new pistons or rods, which is really good. So that's going to save me a lot of money. I still have to spend a little bit more just to get the motor 100% set. And now I'm kind of glad that I took it all apart, because now I know what's good, what's not. And when I put it back together, I know that it will be solid. That being said, we are finished up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And me and the Yodi will see you next time. Peace out. And be sure to work more and talk less.